So the charter mark process is probably the first stage that any employer needs to go through. When they decide to join our social recruitment advocacy group, I think it's really important that they know exactly where they sit at this moment in time and where they need to progress. So stage one, I guess, is that we engage with them and then we book them at some time with Dr. Craig here. And it's quite a long process. We certainly don't, take this lightly. So it's a good 2 to 3 hour process. And we try and encourage our employers to get as many people onto the call or face-to-face as possible, because it's really good to have as many minds on this exercise as possible. And Craig, then you get involved, don't you?
Then the fun part comes over to me. Yeah. So we work with the employers, we send them the questions in advance so they get quite a bit of time to look that through, do their homework, and then we really unpick the assessment criteria with them. It's not a tick box exercise, it's not a one size fits all, it's something that we can make bespoke to each organisation. We're happy to take feedback on each one. But what we do then is work through those assessment criteria, and what happens a lot, they don't realise just how much good stuff they're actually doing. So, they really start to unpick what brilliant things they are doing for people that need their support. So to move through the action plan, what will happen is after an initial assessment, a business will we'll be given some set actions that they need to complete in a time frame. We'll help them with that. We'll set some achievable goals, and then we'll get key milestones agreed, and then we'll revisit that assessment again at a time that is suitable for them. Some business might want to meet again in 3-4 months. Some will say, give us 12 months to work towards this level. And it's, like I said, it's that bespoke nature that we think is a real strength of the assessment.
So the kinds of things that we're looking for is, I guess there's 4 key work streams, and we call it recruit, retain, develop and community. And it's just that, really. What do they do in their recruitment practices and processes? How do they retain their staff? How do they develop their staff? And what's the lasting legacy of that organisation, and how is it impacting communities? So it's not just what they're doing, but how they're going about it. And more importantly, how are they evidencing this, and how are they capturing that information? And essentially, there's 4 different levels. So there's bronze, silver, gold and ambassador. So we establish exactly where they sit on those 4 levels. And then that will also give them an action plan and something to aim for. It'll identify the gaps. And as Craig's just said, sometimes they're doing better than they think they are. And because we do actually get to know these organisations, because we've perhaps worked with them through our social recruitment framework, we can always say to them, well, what about this? Or what about that scenario? Can you remember when you actually, put this in place to support that individual into work? So I guess we're always going to be the champion of that employer, and we're teasing out all of the good stuff, as well as sort of showing them exactly what else they could do. And the benefit, I guess, to working with the whole sort of plethora of growing network of our employers is we're learning all the time from what does good look like, definitely. And we're able to share those insights and make those suggestions.
Yeah, we're used as a bit of a critical friend as well. So one of the questions we ask a lot is, well, why? Why are you doing that? It's fantastic you may want to support a local charity, or it's fantastic you may want to work with, college leavers, care leavers, but one of the questions that keeps reappearing is why? Why's the fit? Why does that link to your social value strategy? Do you even have a social value strategy? So critical friends, we're there to kind of ask some of those tough questions.
And this is a bit more than doing good as well. We all want to do good. I mean, we've been in the room today, and there's such intent and will to support, but this has to have a business benefit as well. So we always link it back to the return on investment and performance and profitability as well. So it's doing good, but in a really positive way, which makes commercial sense.